ba, 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 ba. Im Verstand drücke. Ja, super. Ich habe es erst zu spät gelesen. Wow. Wow. Danke für diesen Kommentar. So, warte mal. Mit Q konnte man ja das Handy öffnen, ne? Wollen wir nochmal Laura versuchen anzuerreichen? Das ist okay.
Hey, do you need anything else? Found something already?
Is there anything else you can tell me about her?
You mean besides the report? But how does it help exactly? I just need you to see who the killer was.
I know, but it's not that easy. Knowing a bit more about her can help me interpret her mind better.
Alright, let me grab some notes.
Oh, ich muss meine Arbeit machen,
I
sorry.
can tell you what I've heard about her in her professional environment. She was generally seen as a tenacious businesswoman. She really got things done. They respect her a lot, it seems. Both in a good way and a bad way. She designed most of their contracts and supervised a lot of big deals. Her law background plus her business skills were seen as a powerful mix. It said the contracts are very controlling. But they got away with it because the salaries are through the roof. What else? Let me see. Well, she also got a lot of admiration and respect. It says here that the success she brought to the company in some departments made a lot of people happy, even her employees. Intelligent, ruthless, tenacious, capable, a divisive figure, I'd say.
And about her personal life?
A real mystery. Very low profile. In fact, she was one of the precursors of the new social media trend along big businesses. As you know, they are ghosts by contract, except for a few whose exposure is carefully designed. But in general, their personal lives don't have any exposure to avoid any social media backlash. After the fall of so many tech giants, her approach got a lot of steam. And even on top of that, she was a mystery. Even to the ones she worked close with, it seems. We haven't been able to get anything useful from anyone. Almost no contact with family, a husband who seemingly knew shit, and no real friends. All I know is that she didn't come from a wealthy family or anything. Middle class, high achiever. We're still investigating.
I see. Thanks, Tom. This is really useful.
Still, Russell, I'm telling you all of this in case it helps. Because I know that in your approach, this stuff can help. But don't get too invested on this. We just need to know who killed her. That's it.
Tom, trust me. I just want to get this over with.
Okay, good. Call me when you find something.
Ich werde alles herausfinden. Von ihrer Geburt an, von dem Tag ihrer Zeugung bis hin zu ihrem Tod. Was war hier nochmal? Also.
I've got nothing to put in there.
Okay. Warte mal. Hier muss ich
Upload is ready.
mich jetzt einfach nur...
Evie, ready?
Yes.
Okay, good. Please operate on patch 1.2. And scan for the latest memory you can find, ideally just before her death.
Understood.
Oh. Oh. Oha. Okay.
So this is when she died.
Zeitpunkt, wo sie gestorben ist. Objekte. Information.
Hello there, Joanna. What was in your mind when you looked at your shadow?
Ja, gute Frage, gell? Der Boden sieht hier komisch aus. Sieht eigentlich alles komisch aus.
Reconstructing glass from memories. I don't think we'll ever get it right.
Ah,
Maybe someone will figure it out eventually. But it's always going to be a wild guess. Unless we start using discs instead of our brains. Reconstructing
okay. Man hat es noch nicht hingekriegt, Glas richtig zu rekonstruieren. Ist ja okay. So. Deswegen sieht es hier so gruselig
afternoon
aus.
light. Didn't she die at night?
Ja.
Reconstructing glass
Achso,
from memories.
Entschuldigung. Deswegen sage ich, es ist besser gefunden, wenn es nicht so... Ja. Was ist hier?
Interesting glitch on the clock. Could be a filtering error. Could be a filtering error.
Fehler beim Filtern? Jetzt habe ich aber auch weniger Schiss, da hochzugehen. Grüße.
Afternoon light. Didn't she die at night?
Okay. Okay. Hier ist auch nichts. Klodeckel ist oben.
Lots of missing information here, Evie. This doesn't seem to be the right moment.
Yes, I wasn't able to pinpoint any further coordinates. Objective data is incomplete.
Reasons?
High emotional state.
She might have known she was going to die.
Okay.
Is there enough data to reconstruct a subjective state of the memory?
Yes.
Good. I'll enter the subjective state and see what I can find.
Okay. Soll ich noch weiter gedrückt halten? Ich mach das jetzt einfach.
Subjective reconstruction was successful, but I couldn't interpret all data.
It's fine, Evie. Subjective interpretation is tough for any AI. Even a special one like you.
Der Objektzustand benutzt Erinnerungsdaten. Okay, der Subjekt benutzt alle verfügbaren Erinnerungsdaten, einschließlich Gefühle und des Unterbewusstseins. Dann würde ich aber ganz gerne nochmal nach unten gehen. Vielleicht finden wir jetzt was bei der Uhr.
There was something here in the objective state.
Ein Kind?
Could this be her as a child? In the objective, adult version of her isn't represented. Only her shadow. Could mean so many things. Looks like a girl.
Da ist auch noch was.
It belongs somewhere in the memory, but I cannot interpret it. I need to know what it is and where it belongs.
All right. I'll study it and put it in the right place.
Okay. Hä? Rohdaten sind Erinnerungselemente, die Eve nicht interpretieren kann. In dieser Anzeige kannst du versuchen, sie zu interpretieren und herausfinden, worum es sich handelt. Wenn du eine Schlussfolgerung gezogen hast, nimm sie mit und platziere sie, wo sie tatsächlich hingehört. In dieser Anzeige wirken sich Drehungen und... Ja, ist... So. Dies ist die Anzeige zur Überprüfung von Rohdaten. Jedes Rohdatenelement ist eine Erinnerung, die nicht richtig positioniert werden konnte. Du musst aus seiner Form und daraus, wie es sich im Laufe der Zeit verwandelt, ableiten, wo es hingehört. Du kannst die Rohdaten drehen, um es ihrer Form Hinweise abzuleiten. Diese Drehung wird zurückgesetzt, wenn du die Anzeige schließt. Du kannst den Zeitpunkt der Rohdaten verändern, um gespeicherte Geräusche zu hören und ihre Verwandlung im Laufe der Zeit nachzuverfolgen. Der Zeitpunkt wird zurückgesetzt, wenn du die Anzeige schließt. Also, weiß ich nicht. Die Uhr! Oh.
Evie, do a match with clock data at this spot.
Hä? Da ist eine Leiter. Boah, Bruder! Warte mal, ich will hier ganz kurz. Ganz schnell Was ist hier? Als ob hier jemand saß.
Reminder. At your discretion, I can momentarily free memory and processing power to deliver more accurate feedback. Processing. I read uninterpreted data somewhere in the subjective state, at night.
I can't make sense of this sound. I can't make sense of this sound.
Ich würde mich erstmal hier. Ich weiß nicht, was da oben mich jetzt.
I can't make sense of this sound.
Ich weiß nämlich nicht, was mich da oben jetzt erwartet. Okay, hier ist irgendein Sound beim Toilettengang. Okay. Jetzt gehe ich da runter. Ich versuche mich zu beeilen. Ich lasse mir immer viel zu viel Zeit. Es tut mir so leid. Kann ich... Nee, ich kann hier nicht. So, gehen wir jetzt hier hin? Oh! Objektiver Zustand verfügbar.
A picture of a dog. Following her?
Buffy, hi. Verfolgt er uns hier gerade? Der Hund verfolgt uns gerade.
A picture of a dog. Following her?
Da fühle ich mich wenigstens nicht so einsam. So, was haben wir hier? Wild. Scheiße! Was ist das? Ich nehme es erstmal mit. Hey, Baby. Okay, voll wild. Ich habe aber keine Ahnung, was das sein soll, was ich da gerade aufgesammelt habe für Rohdaten. Hm? Kommt der Hund auch hier hoch? Alles voller Spinnennetz. Oh, du Scheiße, was ist das denn hier?
A spiderweb. No way out. A spiderweb.
Oh, ich hoffe, du hörst es hier gerade nicht. Hier ist ein kleines
A
Kind.
spiderweb.
Ja, das Kind ist dir egal, ne? Ist okay.
No mirror.
Der Spiegel ist weg. Scheiße, ich sehe nichts. So. Warte mal. Hä? Ach so, oh, ich habe alles falsch. Ist das Wasser?
Processing. I can't interpret the new raw data, but the spikes in the readings suggest an intense, violent moment.
Hm. Ja, irgendein Gewaltding. Geht das irgendwo hier? Geht das irgendwo hier hin?
The water is running. The water is running. Glass always gives Evie trouble. The water is running.
Ich weiß nicht, wo ich das hin tun soll. Gehört das überhaupt hier hin oder muss ich das mit runternehmen? Ich check's nicht. Versuch mal was.
Maybe this is the right moment.
Ich habe immer noch die Rohdaten.
Glass always gives Evie trouble.
Ja, aber ich dachte, hier könnten die Rohdaten hin. Was ist das denn hier?
Nobody here. Nobody here.
Guck mal unten. Es ist doch sehr schwer. Ist der Hund noch da? Nee.
Night.
Night. Okay.
I'm ready. Steak. Calm. Okay. Hands. Everyone. Always wanting. But I see someone.
A few words. Not enough to make sense, though.
I'm ready.
So the laptop was here. She even took the time to write something.
Hands. Everyone. Always wanting
So the laptop was here. She even took the time to write something.
someone.
Okay, warte mal, ich will mal ganz kurz nochmal. Jemand
Future.
eine Zukunft hat. Sie weint. Ich schreibe.
Steak.
Spiel.
Calm.
Tageszeichnen, in denen alle immer auf.
But I see
Aber ich.
someone.
Ja. Okay.
Future. I'm ready. Steak.
Was mache ich mit den Rohdaten? Ich weiß nicht, wo ich die hin tun kann.
Always wanting. But I see
Ja, für mich hat das auch irgendwie das Gefühl, dass es der Moment ist, wo der Spiegel
someone.
zerbrochen wird. Oder?
Evie, do a match right here with the mirror being violently broken.
Ah.
The water is running. What is this hand doing here? You are right, Tom. She wasn't alone. Should be good enough evidence to keep him satisfied for now.
Should I shut down the simulation?
Please, go ahead.
Understood. Shutting down in 3, 2,
Hä? 2?
1.
1? Die Musik ist ein bisschen zu laut. Ich muss gleich mal gucken, ob ich die Audioeinstellung ändern kann. Aber meine Füße sind eingepennt. Beide gleichzeitig. Ja, ganz kurz. Wie schön. Ganz kurz. Nee, kann ich nicht. Hä? Ich kann es immer noch ändern? Ich lasse es aber auf normal erstmal. Ich kann es nicht ändern. Ich kann es leider nicht ändern. Ey. Kacke. Alright. Tom.
Hey, Russell. Any good news?
It wasn't a clear reconstruction, but I managed to get some objective evidence. There was a clear hand next to her, just when she was lying on her bed, and the pills were all over the floor. So it seems you may be right. There was definitely somebody with her.
A hand. That's all you could find.
Well, Tom, I'm just getting started. Her last memories are fuzzy, and that's probably because of the psychological stress she was under. The fact that she wasn't alone is a good start.
Yeah, good to know. But we need to know who it was so we can do something about it.
I'll keep looking, Tom. Let's just hope the rest of the memories are in better shape.
I hope so. Did you find anything else?
I saw her laptop. I could hear her typing something. You guys didn't find it at the crime scene, did you?
Somebody did take it. But whoever did is a ghost. We saw the security cameras. There was no one. All right, this is getting interesting. What else did you see?
I saw a lot of other things. I just need to understand her unconscious better.
It's fine, Russell. Just keep looking, but I need something else from you. We need to get into her private email. The password. We were able to hack the words, but there are 3 numbers at the start that we don't know. We have only a few shots at this, so that's why I need you.
Oh Gott.
Her password? That might be interesting to find.
Hey, I'm liking this attitude. I was expecting some moral and legal sermon.
Well, it's not like I'm not worried. The new regulations are like stepping on glass.
Don't be. You're doing what's legally right. Just send us a nice and clean scan and inspection report as required, and there will be no issues.
I'll do what I can.
Good. We're counting on you. The password ends with Namas. N-A-M-A-H-S. But it's preceded by 3 numbers. We have 3 to 4 tries with this password at most. So when you have something, call me.
I will. See you, Tom.
Bye, Russell.
Das Problem ist, mir gerade einfällt, dieses Spiel hat mehrere Enden. Ich bin natürlich immer sehr erpicht drauf, das gute Ende zu erwischen, aber ich habe keine Ahnung. Namas. Und dann 3 Ziffern.
We're so close. Scanning at the final problem.
Ja, ist okay. So. Ich will erst mal das hier austesten. Was ist das? Natürliche Sprache? Hä? Was passiert hier? Klicken zu...
Is it on?
Yes.
Okay, Russell. I think it needs just a few more days. I could use some testing, though.
Count on it. This weekend?
That'd be great, but weren't you going to meet with Laura?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Monday, then.
Cool. So, subjective entities. As we decided, the understanding of subjectivity should be handled from different angles to avoid bias. So this particular angle is all about allowing the data to speak for itself, so to speak. I didn't want to rush into applying any concept we feel safe to talk about yet. So I first isolated data that had these characteristics: lack of particular location, lack of predefined shape, lack of overall consistency, a strong, erratic influence on other memory data, and of course that AI doesn't get close to interpret it. So with this data, instead of forcing Evie to interpret something out of it, I allowed it to sort of latch to human and animal behavior patterns. Let me explain this. I mapped thousands of different behaviors into patterns, and then allowed the machine to brute force similarities between these patterns and the original uninterpreted data. If these are found, they can complement each other, because after a while, the data will have some behaviors more suited to itself than others. And with a little push, they can work as a vehicle to express the data. It's still far off to get something objective about it, but it allows for a lot of guesswork about what is the subjective thing that's going on in the memory. For example, let's say the subjective data is some sort of tense nervousness. Then there is a chance a subjective entity is introduced into the reconstruction to make sense of some of the data that has a behavior typical of tension and nervousness. I'm aware that there are layers of interpretation here, but thankfully the pool sample is huge, and the good thing is that we can do investigative work with this. If we analyze the data carefully and start to challenge these behaviors, it can't lead to an objective conclusion, but it can lead to something if other aspects of the memory support the hypothesis that can come out of these behaviors. What do you think?
I love it. It allows us to investigate further without closing any doors.
I knew you'd get it. It's just having a bigger expression range for the subconscious. That's all we need for now.
Sehr schön, da habe ich dir jetzt nochmal eine Vorlesung gegeben anscheinend. Sehr interessant. Okay. Die Sache ist die, ich habe... Warte, was gibt's denn hier noch? Subjektives, natürliche Sprache. Objektive Rohdaten. Avatar, okay. Und dann müssen wir mal von der Reihe nachgucken, ne? Ich kann dir natürlich nicht sagen, wie viel Sinnhaftigkeit in allem steckt, was da gesagt wird. Aber ist schon cool gemacht. Log 1, Rohdaten.
All right. I have a temporary solution for when Evie can't interpret some part of a memory, but it requires manual input. So, let's say the data was a chair. While Evie can't interpret it is a chair, or where it should be, she's still able to produce a 3D geometrical output with sound, and that output is based on data which does have meaning. The problem is that it doesn't fit anywhere, and it doesn't make sense to her. So, what I did was to allow Evie to still represent this failed reconstruction in an encapsulated manner that we can look at inside the memory space, so we can interpret it. I made a quick interface for inspection too. So, in other words, we can now assist Evie at interpreting the data by using our special human skills. We just have to tell her what it could be and where it should belong, and she should be able to narrow the margin enough to make it part of the reconstruction again.
Question. Is it always about something missing, like a chair or another object? Or can it be a subjective thing that doesn't belong anywhere?
It could be a subjective thing, yes, but that would be rare, as it's more likely to become a subjective entity or part of the subjective environment somehow. Shouldn't be represented as missing data.
Okay.
Can happen, though. Would be interesting to see.
Yeah. This is great, Carl. We're so close.
Das ist also das, was wir vorhin hatten mit der Uhr und dann mit dem zerbrochenen Glas. Das mit der Uhr, da muss ich ganz ehrlich sagen, wenn man das so ein bisschen gedreht hat, da hat man irgendwie schon erkannt, dass es diese Uhr sein soll. Bei diesem zerbrochenen Glas, da war ich komplett überfragt, ne? Aber das war ja dieses Geräusch, dieses als ob jemand was gegen das Glas schmeißt, ne? Also das ist das, ja. Aber irgendwie hat es erst nicht funktioniert, aber dann habe ich, ja, Steuerung und sowas, ne? Also es kann auch was Subjektives sein, was aber sehr selten ist. Ich habe irgendwie so im Gefühl, dass wir das begegnen werden. Das kann jetzt für dich uninteressant sein, ne? Aber ich möchte noch... Das da, aber das hatten wir ja auch vorhin gehabt.
Okay. So, reason to celebrate. We can now make an objective reconstruction.
So, it worked.
My original approach didn't, but the machine learning approach did.
These are your memories you're using, right?
Yeah, for now.
Cool.
So what I did is to isolate a memory of a specific place, and then made the machine compare it with real footage of that same place, taken exactly at the same moment that the memory was made. So instead of trying to find out how to filter a memory out of its subjective experience, I just let the machine attempt it through trial and error. It basically iterates reconstructions of my memory by randomly filtering unclassified data. And the random reconstructions that match the footage the most get selected, and a new round of random reconstructions begin. Eventually, the filtering is narrowed down to data that is more and more reduced in size. And after a while, the solution is basically the same as the footage, just more glitchy and blurry.
And did you test it with different types of memories?
Nothing too extreme in terms of emotional distress yet, but yes, all types of memories and places. I've been carrying a camera for quite a while now.
I like it, but I think that you still need a bigger test pool to truly call it objective. I mean, you could be introducing bias by how you're making these memories.
That's true. But currently, the places consistently match in size, shape, color. The sounds are getting clearer. While it's not perfect yet, it's robust enough to be certain that if anything bigger than, for example, the size of a tennis ball appears in an objective reconstruction, and if that isn't too blurry or glitchy, it means it was just there. The error margin is simply too small now.
Cool.
Yep, and the cool thing is we can start classifying and understanding this data now by going backwards.
Yeah, I want to take a look at that.
It's all uploaded.
Awesome, Russell.
Der klang aber echt nicht so wirklich begeistert. Ich habe jetzt ein Problem. Ich würde so gerne jetzt gerade weitermachen, weil ich gerade so wieder so schön drin bin, ne? Aber es fängt langsam an, also es fängt draußen an zu regnen. Und,
Upload is ready.
ja, danke. Da war mein Finger zu schnell. Also ich werde mir die anderen auch noch anhören, ne? Aber jetzt nicht alles auf einmal, sondern halt nur, ja, Stück für Stück. Es fängt an draußen zu regnen und ich habe ja einen Dachfenster und sowas und es kann sehr laut werden und ich habe keine Ahnung, wie weit man das hier im Mikrofon hört. Deswegen werde ich jetzt doch noch mal einen Break machen. Wie gesagt, dieses Spiel ist halt, also es kann sehr technisch und sehr deep und keine Ahnung was kompliziert werden. Ne? Ist wahrscheinlich nicht für jeden. Aber es soll interessant, also es sah sehr interessant aus, ne? Und, ja, ich mache mal hier einen Break und bis gleich oder so. Boom. Das Schönste daran ist, wenn man ziemlich schlecht schlafen kann, ist, dass man sehr lange wach ist und man dann dabei ist, wenn es aufgehört hat zu regnen. Es hat aufgehört zu regnen, deswegen nehme ich weiter auf. Und ja, ich hoffe, ich komme diesmal ein bisschen weiter. Also ich habe nur eine Stunde aufgenommen, ne? Nicht mal 56 Minuten. So. In der Zeit hatte ich schon die ersten 2 Folgen von dem Spiel geschnitten. So. Wir müssen ja... Das haben wir bisher noch nie aufgemacht, ne? Wieso machen wir das eigentlich nie auf? Also wir müssen das Passwort finden. Namens und davor sind 3 Zahlen. Oh, das wollte ich jetzt nicht. Das war jetzt irgendwie... Ach, jetzt... Wenn der Finger schneller ist. Aber... Oh, bitte, bitte. Namas. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, Schaman. Keine Ahnung. 3 Zahlen. Ah, ich habe gedacht, ich finde hier irgendwie irgendwelche Hinweise. Ja. Aber vielleicht müssen wir ja nochmal so ein... Hier rein.
Okay, Evie. We need to find that password. But most importantly, how and why she died. If you can isolate memories or dreams that may have a connection with the password, or emotional patterns similar to those of her death.
A deep search is needed to find such patterns. It will take time.
Yeah, I know. I could use some rest anyway.
Understood. Search will run overnight.
Optimize the processes as much as you can. Good night, Evie.
Thank you. Good night.
The search will run overnight.
Okay. Nacht die Nacht. Naja, okay, ich kann nach Hause gehen. Okay. Das ist ja mal fancy. Im Verstand drücke einmal, um das Bedienfeld zu öffnen. Gedrückt halten, um schnell in gegengesetzten Zustand an Erinnerung. Hä? Was soll ich einmal drücken?
Home sweet home. There's never enough time. There's never enough time. A quiet night in my mostly quiet neighborhood. A quiet night in my
Ja, jetzt
mostly
sieht man
quiet
das nicht mit
neighborhood.
dem fast grauer werden, weil es so dunkel ist. Okay, wir haben leider keine so schöne Aussicht. Und keine so pompöse Wohnung. Aber das ist schon okay.
Sometimes the best work happens at home. Sometimes the best...
Ja, was haben wir denn hier?